First of all, just kind of talk about, I know the main thing you were kind of really looking to work on in the spring coming into this year was really your blocking. I mean, it seems like, the run game has been really good, especially last week. And it seems like both yourself and Tyler have done a really good job. So kind of talk about how you've worked on, your blocking.
It was probably all through camp. Like whenever we had like our team run periods, that's when I was really trying to work on my tracks and my, my steps that I need to take. That's why I've become a better blocker over. I think camp is what really made me a better blocker this year.
And I had heard that Ellis McKinney was very excited for this week to play where the Eagles play. Have you heard about that from him having Eagles fantasy?
Yeah, Ellis is like the biggest Eagles fan in the world. So he's extremely excited to go and play in their stadium. So yeah.
Who's your team?
I'm a Falcons fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you kind of like the only Falcons fan on the team? Or are you kind of the odd man out?
No, I think Sean Nelson's a Falcons fan. Jaden Coleman's a Falcons fan. I think Carlos is a Falcons fan. We're all from Georgia, so. Yeah.
Are there a lot of NFL kind of trash talking before, like on Sundays between the teams? Like, do people kind of have their
Not really.
groups they watch with?
Ellis, whenever it's anybody versus Eagles, Ellis will talk his head off. Yeah. That's pretty much all I hear.
And is it just cool for you guys, like regardless of whether you're a fan of that team or not, to play in an NFL stadium? How cool is that to play at Lincoln Financial?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be an awesome experience. Like we had that same experience last year in our first game. We played in the Redskins Stadium, so it'd be really cool to just play on the same field that the professionals play on. That's our main goal as players, to try to get to that level. So it'll be really cool. Nice experience to play there. How you doing?
You come into last year's game, obviously 2-0 before you play Temple. Same thing this year. I mean, do you take anything from last year's game coming into this year's game?
No, we're just looking forward to this week. We're not worried about the past. This we're trying to focus this week on the task at hand. We're just gonna practice as hard as we can. And just go out there and play to our standard. That's all we need to do, and that's how we'll take care of the game and win.
Coming from last year, did you guys expect the offense to be this explosive this early into the season?
Oh yeah, ever since spring we knew it was going to be like this. Like we knew already, fall camp, spring, those are the times that we saw it. We literally witnessed it, like all of our playmakers just making plays. Like we knew like this was going to happen. Like it's a surprise to everybody else, but like to us, we've known we can do this for a long time.
How about in terms of the tight ends? Now he used the tight ends a lot on spring game, and I kidded him. I said, "Does that mean you're not going to use them next year? Because usually what you show in the spring you don't do." But he said, "No, we're going to." Did you know his background, at least the way he used the tight ends at Alabama, and so obviously they used you a little last year, but it seems like you guys have a much bigger role this year.
Oh yeah, definitely. When he was coming here, I checked out what they did with the tight ends at Alabama, and I saw like what they did with Irv Smith and how much they threw to him and how many yards he had. And, that's what really got me excited. Especially when Tyler came in, I was like, wow, we can be like a really big dynamic duo. And you see like what we're doing on Saturdays now, like we're making plays. It's in the spring game. We have like such a much bigger role, and I feel like it's helping our team win games.
What makes you guys? I mean, looking back at the stats from this past weekend, and I think you and Tyler were like maybe second or third in targets.
Yeah.
Like, what makes you guys so difficult to guard, and what helps you get open so often?
I would say so we're both in the game. Like they have to put a bigger guy on both of us, but the thing is like we're like receivers, we're like flex tight ends, so we can like run just as fast as like receivers. So like when they put like a big guy out in space against us, like it's so much easier for us to get around them and catch the ball, because they don't really know how to cover. Like they usually have like a smaller guy in like the sets to cover like receivers, but like when we put these two big guys in, they put their run stoppers in. The run stoppers don't know how to go out and defend on the perimeter.
I mean, does it almost make it? I don't want to say easier, but does it almost feel like it's easier for you knowing that the run game is as good as it is?
Oh yeah, of course. It's so much easier. Like knowing that they're all gonna think like, oh my God, Ant, Leak, Fleet, Jake. They're all have to like defend them, and so it's so much easier like with the pass game, getting things open and set up.
And do you think that there's kind of a different mentality or mindset going into the Temple game this year than maybe last year, just with the new coaching staff and things like that, and kind of what is that?
100%. Like our mindset going into this game, we know like it was not a pretty game last year. It was a really ugly game. So like, but we play to a standard. We practice to a standard every day. So we're not even thinking about what happened last year. We're just thinking about what we can do this year. And like in our practicing, we practice 100% full effort every day. And we just go out there, and Coach Locks always says we play to a standard, and that's what we do.
What is just the tempo of the offense been like this year? I mean, last year, as far as plays per game, you guys were kind of towards the bottom as far as NCAA rankings go. I mean, you guys are running a lot more plays this year, and it seems like there's just a lot of tempo. I mean, is that just the games Coach Montgomery is calling? I mean, how are you guys getting such a good tempo and getting so many plays in?
When we're pushing the ball, we don't want the defense to be able to get set, so we have our tempo offense where we just go super fast, and we just try to keep them on their heels, and that's pretty much why we're getting a lot of plays in.
Chig, as a team, what do you guys take away from last year and what I think Jake just said, didn't feel like you were as prepared as you should have been for the Temple game. Is there anything you learned from that you can apply this year?
Oh, most definitely. We already know as a team we weren't as prepared as we needed to be going into that game. Our mindset wasn't there. So this year, we're not thinking about that game controlling our mindset for this week exactly, but every week we have the same exact mindset. It's not like that game is it's Temple, we got to be locked in for this game. We're locked in every week for every game now. And so that's what we do. We just practice to our standard and we play to our standard.
What have the leaders on the team preached in terms of coming off a high emotional win and kind of trying to stay focused?
Just not getting complacent because, we're ranked 21, but that's not, in my eyes, that's not really too great, so we want to be higher than that, and we know we can be better than that. So we're not going to stay complacent, we're just going to play to our standard, and it's all going to take care of itself.
Where were you when you found out you're ranked?
My room, I think. I saw it on Twitter.
What was your reaction?
I was like, oh my God! I was like, we're ranked. This is awesome. It's the first time for a long time. It just made me think how great our team can really be. I was like, we can really be one of the greatest teams in Maryland history. That's what I truly believe.
You mentioned having a standard. Mm-hmm. Did you guys go about trying to create that in the offseason? Because the standard, obviously, whether it's a high standard, maybe hasn't been met. Mm-hmm. You kind of get what I'm saying.
Yeah, we created our standard ever since Coach Locks got here with our offseason, our program. The way we conditioned, the way we just train in the weight room, and all of that stuff. It transitioned to how we practiced in the spring, how we came back in the summertime. The way we trained, we just trained our butts off, and we just practiced as hard as we could, and we just picked each other up. We were like a brotherhood, and we never let your brother down. We just wanted to train and practice as hard as we can. And that's where the standard came.
Has this been a higher standard than what you guys have held yourself to in the past?
I think so. I believe so.
I think the phrasing Ellis used was that this feels like a more mature team than
most
Why?
definitely.
What makes a team mature?
I feel maybe we got older.
Yeah.
Maybe the things we saw, we had a ton of young guys play last year, but the things we saw, and the things because now we know what we can accomplish as a team. We saw last year what we could have been, but now we have the tools to go and do it, and now, and especially now that we put it on tape, we know every week we have to bring the same exact standard to play even better than we did the past week every single week.
When did you see what you could have been? Is it Ohio State or is it Texas?
A little bit of both, Mm-hmm. Texas, yeah. I think Ohio State was actually for me that was a big one. That's when I knew I was oh my God, we can really compete with anybody. We can beat anybody, and that's when the mindset flipped. And then this offseason we trained that mindset into going, and just now we just know anybody that lines up across from us, we play to our standard and don't beat ourselves, we can beat them.